Greetings to everyone. It's Oregon's become a hot state. Yeah, it's been hotter than Southern Cal. It's 97 right now. It's going up to 99 degrees today. And I understand Sunday is going to hit 100. So right now we're drinking the ESB. It's looking pretty good. You might be able to see the bubbles rising up. I'm not sure. It's pretty clear. I had used the gelatin on there. But in this lighting, I don't know if you can tell. I'll give you some different lighting to look at it. And then why don't you take a look at the pour real quick. So you can see it's still kind of foaming up a little too much. I talked to a few people, including Sam, the thrifty brewer, and he gave me some tips. I'd clean the lines. My lines are about 7 feet. You know, I'd clean the faucet out. I mean, everything's clean. I let it sit for about three days then. I moved it down to about 4 pounds and then brought it back up to about 9. And it's doing much better, I will say, but it still seemed like a little bit much. So cheers, let's give it a try. But this sure drinks great. yeah, Rick, this is such a great recipe. So this is Rick's Super ESB that took, I believe, 3rd place in the U.S. last year. Yeah, I think this came out about 5.4%, and it's just a real winner. We're gonna have family over for a pre-4th of July party on Friday. Looking forward to that. So people will be serving up on that. Got a little bit of the utter chaos out there. I did send it out to a few friends. I rebottled it off the keg, and I think people have been real pleased with that. People like Under the Table Brewing got some, and I sent one out to Lermo 22, and got one up to my good Northwest buddy Polly. So shout out to you guys. I've got another that's going to be going out to my buddy Dan. Unfortunately, Josh, Man Bear Pig, got it before it was on keg, and it was undercarbed, the ones I bottled. So, but you know, we'll make it up to him. Man, this really hits the spot on a hot day like this. So I think what I'll do is I took some video of the hops, and I'll let you take a peek at that, and then we'll come back with another update. Wish I could turn the camera fast enough to show you these 2 blue herons that just flew by behind the house. Big, beautiful birds. This feels so good. I've been cutting back on my drinking primarily to weekends, and so as a weekday break from that for Homebrew Wednesday, I am really enjoying this, particularly on a hot day. So as far as brewing goes, I was going to brew. I've been meaning to brew my SJ Pour Challenge beer. I already have a recipe pretty well nailed down. I'm just adding a little bit of ingredients. I'm not too concerned. There's still time to tweak it and brew again if I need to, but this overwhelming heat it's just too much to be brewing, and what I've decided is I'm gonna have to do an early morning brew. Since we're just like solid 90s, and mostly mid and upper 90s over the 10-day forecast, and it's been that way now for days. Just not used to this. If I go brew out front and we get into the noon hour, I will just be a cooked potato. I'll be shot. So I'm thinking I'm gonna kind of pick out one of the cooler days this weekend, probably, you know, the 5th of July hopefully, and maybe get up real early. I mean, I'm not an early guy, I'm a night guy, but maybe get up early, like 5 a.m. ish, and start through the brewing process, maybe earlier. But I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, so I can get this one finished off, and then I'll get it into the fermentation chamber right away, so I can keep those temperatures down. But that's it for me this week, keeping it short. Good brew. And oh, hey, if you want to be in the SJ Port Challenge, you need to get registered. Simply being on the mailing list does not mean you are registered for the challenge. You have to go and register. There is an entry fee this year. It is $50 US, and that money is to cover, in part, the website cost, which is pretty low, but the primary function is to cover shipping. So you'll pay to ship to us, but that covers shipping back to you, and for the most part that will cover shipping for the second round back to people and a good portion of the international shipping. And so that's the whole point. We want to get good brews. We want to put out, hopefully win with our brews in our regions and our nations that we're competing in, but then we do have to ship that internationally. And so a lot of money came out of our individual pockets last year, and a lot of us are thin on cash, and we just can't afford to do that. I mean, one individual put out about $1,000 of his personal money. So we all have to do a pay-as-you-go, and that will pretty much cover it. Everyone's going to get a little trinket. I think it might be a bottle opener with the SJ Port Challenge on there. That's what we're talking about. But we'd love to have you in the challenge, but you've got to register. I'm already registered, of course. All right. Well, that's enough for me. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everyone. We'll see you next week. Cheers.